Hey everyone, welcome to Bus Company Simulator for OMSI 2. So I'm assuming that you know OMSI 2 already, and Bus Company Simulator you can buy on Steam. It's an overlay for OMSI which gives lots of extra features like financial stuff, running a company, all that stuff. So I've been playing a bit just to get used to some of it. So what I'm going to do is reset the career for how far I got, which wasn't very far, but it sets it back to beginning. Okay, there we go. So we've invested almost our whole savings in a depot, and now we have to decide which map we want to use, which is effectively where your depot is going to be. So I'll go for Bowdenham V4, which is an English map, which is really good for me because my German isn't that great. So let's try that. Okay, so we'll go for line 1 or 2. Don't know which one it'll actually be until we load it. Okay, we now need to buy a bus because obviously you got to drive. You got to have a bus. So new bus. Okay, I'm going to go for that one, which comes with loads and loads of repaints for Bowdenham. It's really good. And the repaint I'll go for, I'll put a Riva standard on it. Okay, there we go. So that's our new bus. We've got 50% fuel. No faults obviously because it's brand new, so we drive with that. Okay, now it says Harefield Station as a start point. That's wrong. We want Apsley Station. If you look over here, it tells you your route. So we're doing Apsley Station to Wooton High Road stand 2. Collisions are turned off. In Bowdenham there is a big hospital, St Catherine's Hospital. There are lots and lots of ambulances on the road. And sometimes if you're, say, at a junction where traffic lights are green for you and you happily go, a car will come up and come across the red traffic light and drive straight into you because he's trying to get out the way of the ambulance effectively. So, unfortunately, driving with collisions on Bowdenham is not a good idea. The manual actually recommends that you drive without them. And it does say it was tested with collisions off. And generally, OMSI's AI is not good. It will drive into you at times all over the place. So it's probably a good idea to run without collisions. You get a 30% bonus if you keep collisions on, but you only got to drive into you once, and then you lose 220 points anyway. So there is a mini map in Bus Company Simulator, which I have got loaded, but it's on a separate screen. But that just basically shows you your route and all your stops and so on. But I will put on the OMSI helpers so that you can see the route I'm driving as well. So I'm just waiting for it to load now. OMSI is not the fastest thing in the world. That said, it's a lot better than it used to be. It used to crash every few minutes. I mean, it hasn't crashed on me in absolutely ages now. Shouldn't say that because it means it probably will any minute. But we'll give it a go and see. Just waiting for it to load the traffic and then we should be up and running hopefully. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but when you see how complex the maps are, I mean, it's not surprising it takes a while to load, to be honest, because in Bowdenham they thought of everything. There are chrono events which move through time, so you see the city develop if you drive different chrono events. And C actually has a disaster where a train has hit a car at a crossing in Bowdenham, I think, or in Apsley, or one of the towns anyway. And as a result, all the buses are rerouted and everything. So they did put a lot into it. If you need help with installing Bowdenham, read the instructions. It is not easy, but well worth persevering with, I would say. Okay, so I've got the SciTech heavy equipment controller and side panel, and I've set up buttons to turn on the electrics, turn on the engine, turn on all the lights. What I'm then going to do is put it in gear, and then I'm going to set the heating, because they will complain if it's too cold. They may complain if it gets too hot, we'll see. But they will complain if it's too cold, and it's cold outside. It's only 3 degrees. Top right, it says the temperature outside is 3 degrees, inside the bus is 14.4. It's gone down to 14.3 because as it's bringing the air in, it hasn't yet warmed up enough to heat it up that much. So, okay, I've also got buttons which change the view. So I'm just going to set my views so that I can see either way at junctions, and then set one for the ticket machine because I am on advanced ticketing. There are 3 options for ticketing in OMSI. You can do none, which means people just get on. You can do simple, which means you just have buttons or keys to take money, give change, give ticket, or you can do advanced, which is what I'm doing. So you've got to work out the right ticket, you've got to give them the right change and all of that. And we'll see that in a few minutes. Okay. So we are doing line 1, 2, and it says we're going to do circulation 3, which is a number 2 to Wooton High Road. Okay, that's fine. So number 2. Still need a keyboard for little things. Okay, number 2 to Wooton High Road. There we go. Okay, and now the ticket machine here, the IBIS. So line is going to be 00200. There we go. The last 2 zeros are put in there. If you're doing, say, Berlin X10, where you need the X, then you'd put the 010 and then 36 for the X, but this is just a straight 2. Okay, 01 will be the route, I think. Yep, Wooton High Road, that's our destination. That's where we currently are. You could just pop outside, which I've also got a button set up. You can see it says to Wooton High Road, so the passengers know where our bus is going to be going. Always a good thing, because otherwise they wouldn't get on. Okay, there we go. Take the handbrake off. Got a button set for that as well. And you set so many buttons on the Cytec heavy equipment controller. It's excellent. Actually, I can get rid of that now. If I can get it. There you go. Okay, so there's quite a lot of people here. So you're going to see a bit of ticket selling go on here. Not everybody will buy a ticket. Some of them might have day passes or weekly tickets or something already.
Can I have a return?
A return, you can. Okay, 5, 1, 30, 40. Jack, there you go. He never says what he wants. You have to look up to the left to see.
Hello, sweetie. Give us a return, love.
Give you a return, certainly. 5, 1, 34.
Thank you, driver.
You're welcome.
Single, please. Hiya, driver.
Single?
Gala. Single, please.
There you go, mate.
Hiya, driver. Have a day
Hello.
pass, please.
A day pass you can. There you go.
I'd like a day rider, please.
You'd like a day rider? Okay. There you go.
A single ticket.
A single ticket.
Me you're looking for.
Of the flirty women. Hello, is it me you're looking for? No, it's not.
Driver.
Go away. 5, 7, 58. There we go.
Morning, sweetie.
What?
Well,
Give me a day rider, mate.
a day rider. There you go.
Hello, lad.
Hello.
Just a single, please, driver.
Just a single?
Give me a day rider, mate. Ah, yeah. I'd like a day rider, please.
You'd like a day rider?
Hello.
Return, lad.
Hello. Return?
I'd like a day rider,
You'd
please.
like a day rider. All right, money. Well done.
Alright, return ticket, please.
Return ticket.
A return ticket, please. No, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Day ticket, lad.
A day ticket. Here we are getting on. Oh, hello. Okay, there are some new characters I've got installed as well. A couple of DLCs from Steam I downloaded which give you some new characters. So you may not have all the people that you will see. Just in case you wonder where they've come from. I've also got a button set up for the announcement, so Hopefully you heard her just say Hemlock Road. If anybody does have or get the heavy equipment controller, otherwise known as farm sim controller, and you need help setting up an OMSI, just let me know. It's fairly straightforward, but obviously everybody will set buttons differently, whatever buttons you like, and so on and so on. I've got the basics set up, like start the electric, start the engine, indicators, wipers, lights, all that sort of stuff. See the ambulances going by. So many of them. And people will drive into you just trying to get out of their way. Which really doesn't achieve anything, so all you then do is create an accident, delay them even more. So I look left and right. Look at the ambulances down there, there's about 6 in a row. There's too many of them. Another one. And another one. And another one. See, there are too many ambulances in the game. On the OMSI, on the Bowdenham map, in my view. There's yet another one. And now we've got a traffic jam. Oh joy. Advanced ticketing does take a bit longer, which means you can get behind schedule because of it, but you'll get behind schedule a lot more because of traffic lights and traffic jams. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a problem here. Give it a go. I've got all the ambulances queuing up. There's loads of them. Go on, mate. Go on, go on, go on, go on. So I mean, if you have collisions turn on, it's hardly possible to get anywhere. Come on, mate. What's the problem now? Big queue of ambulances. I think you should have emergency vehicles in the game, just not as many as there are on the Bowdenham map. Oh, come on. Stuff's moving up front there. Well, I'm sure normally on the roads you would not see like 4 ambulances in sight every time you look at the road. Come on! Screwing my timetable big time here. Ooh, we're going to move. When I drive around, I occasionally see one ambulance and maybe have to slow down or pull over or something to let him get by, but I don't see 3 or 4 every time I look at the road. So I just think there's too many in this particular map, but such a great map, you put up with things like that. You getting on? What's your problem? Pull forward a bit and a bit closer to the curb. Let's see if that makes any difference to us. It doesn't look like they want to get on my bus. Maybe they're waiting for a different service. Ah, hang on a minute. No, they won't get on. Just realised if you look at the top next to the temperatures, left of the temperatures, it says 40/40. I've got 40 people on the bus and it holds 40, so nobody else can get on until somebody gets off. We've got a stop request now. Big yellow light on the dash has come on, indicating that somebody wants to get off. There's also a H to the right of that 40/40 at the top, which indicates stop request. That means at least one is getting off, so at least one will get on. I think it might be only one by the look of that, but we'll see. Yeah, just the one. And he didn't want a ticket anyway. So the good thing is that if nobody wants to get off at a stop, we can drive straight by because nobody will be able to get on. So there's no point stopping for them. I don't think I've done the station announcements for a couple.
Carlton, Wooton Avenue.
Wooton Avenue we're going to now. Okay, there's no stop request. Unless one comes on as we get to the stop, there's no point stopping here because nobody can get on. Which means I can go straight by, which will help my timetable, get me nearer to being on time again. So I'm 2-odd minutes late at the moment. So it does have that advantage.
Apsley House.
It's unusual to have a full bus. Doesn't happen often. All got a stop request on now. There we go. So, Apsley House. Okay, this is Apsley House. At least one is getting off. Yeah, just the one, because there's one getting on. Right. You can change how many people buy tickets. Some of them have got day tickets or weekly tickets or whatever, but you can change that in the ticket packs file if you need help. If you want to do that, increase the number of people who actually want tickets, let me know, I can do a video on it.
Apsley Bus Station.
Apsley Bus Station. Stop request light is on now, which is no surprise at the bus station. A stop where quite a few will get off and quite a few will get on, I would think. Usually one of the much busier stops. We're in Apsley. There's various towns on this map. There's Bowdenham itself, there's Apsley, there's Wooton that we're going to, and a few others. Hockley, there's a route that starts at Hockley Reed Parade. There's a couple of little villages, Monkton and somewhere else. Yeah, there's a few places. Barton, I believe, is another small town. There's Lido there, Barton Lido. It's another stop. So, lots of routes, lots of different places to explore. I think it's a pretty cool map, I've got to say. I do like this map. I do like the fact that passengers speak English to me, at least I understand what they're moaning about. I like the flirty women. Oh, hello! Okay, here's the bus station. We're not going into the actual bits there where some of the routes actually start. We're going down here to this stop down here. Bus station stop F. One. This is F here. Not many want to get on here, it's unusual, especially at 5 o'clock in the evening. But
It's a day ticket, lad.
a day ticket. There you go.
May I have a child single, please?
A child single you may. Okay, so we're back to 40 people again. Yeah, it's quite unusual that my bus is full. Don't know if that happened many times, but maybe it's because it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll vary in time of day, of course.
Bowdenham News.
Okay, Bowdenham News is our next stop. Which is left at this roundabout. Seems to be anything coming, so... Oops. Not to worry. Amazingly, they're not all up in arms and screaming blue murder at me for that. Which is unusual, they normally do. We've not got a stop request here, and our bus is full, so there's absolutely no point stopping. Nobody will get on anyway. Actually, there's nobody at the stop. If there was, they couldn't get on anyway.
Abbey Street.
And I think the reason this bus service is so popular is the time of day. 5 o'clock in the evening, everybody going home from work, I suppose. If you were doing this at maybe, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you'd probably find you get hardly anybody on it. Again, no stop request, nobody at the stop, so well, there are people at the stop but they can't get on because nobody's getting off. So sorry, I can't pick you up. I'd like to, but can't do it. It's all help with our timetable, but it's a shame for them. They'll have to wait for the next bus. This time of day, I'd imagine they run pretty frequently, so I don't think they'll have to wait long. All the timetables are in the Excel file. It comes with Bowdenham.
West Street.
You see detailed timetables, all the services, which chrono events they run with. On some of the Excel sheets, there's a sheet for each route basically, and you need to scroll down to see different chrono events.
Meadow View.
So detailed, it's incredible. And considering it's free, I think it's really cool. Still no stop requests, so we still can't pick anybody up. And when I say Bowdenham is free, when you do first get it, if you download it,
Hampton Road.
and read the documents, you will see it says there is a bus you have to purchase, an MBO 305 I think it is. But you can also download a file called Bowdenham.ra, which actually means you don't need to buy that bus. Ah, stop request. Okay, we've got a stop request here, but look at the number that moved. There's a few getting off and a few getting on. No, only one. Okay. Thought maybe the others were, but not to worry. Traffic lights will screw your timetable more than anything. On some maps like Rheinhausen, Berlin X10, Gladbeck, there are lots of traffic lights. And they will delay you. There's nothing you do about traffic lights at the end of the day. You'd hope the timetables take account of it. Ooh, what are you doing?
Frederick Street. Bramley Halls.
Single, please.
Single? So we had a stop request for this stop, so we can get a few different people on. That's it, 2. Another interesting thing about crashes in OMSI is I have seen examples where it's gridlocked on a junction for some reason, and the AI never figures it out, and you can sit there forever. And of course, if your collisions are on, you can't just drive through them, whereas if collisions are off, you could technically just drive straight through the cars and continue your route. So it's worth bearing in mind. I've seen it happen where it's completely gridlocked and the AI just never sorts it out.
Trent Way.
Sorry, we're full. Sorry.
Villa allotments.
Might lose a few because we're coming up to the hospital in a minute. Sorry, we're full. Sorry. What can you do?
St. Catherine's Hospital, main entrance.
Okay, so we're at St Catherine's Hospital now. On this service we just go in to the main entrance, stop, and then come straight back out again. On some you have to go round to A&E as well. We're stuck at traffic lights at the moment. There's an ambulance again. The other thing I did do is delete the sound file for the sirens on the ambulances. On Bowdenham there's so many ambulances you constantly hear sirens, it drives you crackers. It's not so bad every now and then, but it's just constant, it's just most annoying. Unfortunately, we're stuck at these lights for quite a while by the look of it. Not quite sure what the problem is up there. You'd have thought we might have moved by now, but hope there's not an accident or anything at the junction, because then we'll be here forever. Now, I did have I think it was Rheinhausen, where a crossroads with traffic lights on it was completely blocked by cars in the middle of the junction, and then just never moved, and it never sorted it out. And I sat there for like 20 minutes and nothing ever happened. And at that point I had collisions on, so I couldn't just get through them or anything. So bearing in mind that OMSI does do things like that sometimes, it's another reason to drive with collisions off. And until the AI in OMSI gets a bit cleverer, I think that's pretty much the way it has to be. Well, I don't know what's going on down there. Nothing. Lights are just on red. I've got an ambulance behind me, but there's nothing I can do, mate. I assume if those lights are changed, those lights change, will move, I assume. But at the moment, we're getting nowhere fast. Looks like there's quite a lot of traffic trying to turn into the hospital, that's the problem. If they were going straight on, they would have moved and gone by now, but these guys are all trying to turn left into the hospital. They're waiting for the filter to come on. It's unusual to get a queue like this trying to go into the hospital. Whether that's anything to do with time of day, I don't know. But our timetable is getting absolutely hammered, and there's nothing we can do about it. I was talking about new characters. There's a young lady walking along the other side of the road. With the standard OMSI you would not see her. She's one of the new ones. You can just about see her walking along to her left. So there are a few more people, say a few different things. Here comes another new character, the guy on the right hand pavement, just walking up towards us. On our right, he's one of the new ones as well. I can't believe this traffic isn't moving at all. I'm really hoping this isn't stuck for like ages. I'll be interested to see if the filter's going to change and if the traffic is actually going to move. The worry is if the filter changes but they don't move for whatever reason, then we're in one of those gridlock situations and we're going to have to do something. Go round them, go through them, or do something. See what happens. The filter hasn't changed yet. Now this direction now has a green, but not... Interesting though, that van up there doesn't look like it's actually in the filter lane anyway. It should be moved forward from there. So I think OMSI's got a problem. I think the OMSI AI has got himself in the dizzy. Because I think what happens is that filter changes for us to go left, but that van never moves. I think that's what's going to happen. That's assuming the filter changes. We need that filter light to change so we can see what this van is doing. Right, it's changed now. Technically they should now go left into the hospital. It's not even moving. They're not going to move. Okay, we're going to have to improvise. Now it disappears, you see. What sense does that make? That van just disappeared into thin air, having sat there for 5 minutes and not moved an inch when lights were changing. And interesting, nothing's moved behind us either. Well, they might have moved a bit, but it looks like they're trying to get into that lane. I would have thought there's room there for you to do that. Try and move across a little bit more and see if they'll move. Well, you can get through there, mate. I'm sorry. Can't get through that. Well, should be on the road. I think I can get across much further to give them any more space to see if the AI is going to move or not. See, I don't think it is. Oh, yes, we have life. Hey! The AI's woken up. We're 6.5 minutes late now. But there you go. OMSI AI, that's a prime example of how it gets itself completely stuck and never moves. And then when I drove round them and drove up to the front, the van that was causing all the problems just disappeared into thin air. Unfortunately, I'd say OMSI's not perfect. But the buses are good, the characters are good, the maps are good, just has the odd little thing like that. And with collisions on, I'm not sure I could have got around those people without hitting something and then having a problem. So again, collisions off worked in our favour. Now I'm not far enough forward there, that's my fault. I don't think people will get on because I'm not far enough forward. They don't like it if you're not forward a bit. Let's just move forward a touch. There we go, that should do it. Yeah, you'll get on now, won't you? Come on in.
Our usual driver's never this late.
Hello.
Well, no, but he doesn't normally get stuck like that, does he? Return.
A return ticket, please. Yeah, thank you very much.
She was complaining that her usual driver's not normally this late. Your usual driver probably doesn't have to put up with OMSI AI. To be fair.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm only touching a curb. Stop worrying. It's not bad driving, it was just touching a curb. We'll try swinging this thing around here without touching one. Okay, we'll get hopefully out of the hospital in a second. I'm not the world's greatest bus driver, I confess, but I do enjoy OMSI. Okay. Well, we're going left up here. The last thing we want to do is go right. That's where we came from and had that horrendous traffic issue. So our timetable is screwed, so there's no way we're going to get all the bus stops on time. Any from here on in, unfortunately. But the traffic's moving now. In both directions it looks like there's life. This is good news. We might be able to finish the route, people. We might not, but we might. So you get around the corner without hitting the curb and they don't say a word. You touch a curb and they go absolutely crazy at you. Oh, another traffic jam. Not again, please, OMSI, come on. Well, I think there's movement. I think we're alright. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. There's going to be a fair, well, 5:30. There's going to be a fair amount of traffic around, but it should move occasionally. You would hope, anyway. There could be a set of traffic lights up there. Because whatever we do now, it's not going to matter. There's no way we're going to get the time back.
London Cottages.
Langton Cottages is the next stop. There's no way we'll get the time back. And once you're over 3 minutes, you're too late. So whether you're 3.5 or 10.5 makes no difference. You're still too late. You've got the 3-minute tolerance, and after that, you're screwed. There are traffic lights up here, so hopefully this is going to move. So Bowdenham in rush hour, people. Probably not a good choice, one has to say. But I didn't know we were going to get a problem with a disappearing van which was holding all the traffic up that wouldn't move. Doesn't do that a lot, to be fair. I mean, that's pretty rare, but frustrating when it does happen. Not least because I'm now 9 minutes behind timetable. I was actually on time when that happened. So what I mean by the number of ambulances, there's rarely times when you can't see an ambulance in front, behind, somewhere. And there's another one coming now. I mean, there's just so many of them, it's ridiculous. Only the health service did have that good a service. Can you imagine your local hospital with about 200 ambulances at its disposal? That'd be the day. I'm sure the health service would love to be able to do that, but I'm afraid that's not realistic or financially viable. But in Bowdenham, there seem to be hundreds of the things. I don't know if the developers made a conscious decision to include that many ambulances. Now, obviously they included the hospital, so yeah, you want to include some which would be going in and out of the hospital, that's fine. But I don't know how many there actually are in the game, or how it, when it decides to put 3 or 4 in. But I wonder if they made a conscious decision there would be that many. Or whether it's just a sort of, I wouldn't say a bug, but a glitch or whatever you want to call it. Don't see it on other maps. I can't think I've seen other maps with hundreds and hundreds of ambulances. No stop request and we're full, sorry.
Hamlet Farm. Apsley House.
Shame that the bus is full like this because we're not getting to stop and do much of what we're really supposed to be doing.
Hertfordshire Way.
Okay, we're in Bowdenham itself now. We're in a residential area. Having just come to the rail station, you'd hope there might have been a few getting off, but turned out there was one.
Lincoln Road.
In the residential area, we might get a few people get off and a few get on. Looks like it here.
Just a single down.
You're running late today.
Cheers, me duck.
Nice you to show up, mate.
Well, tell me about it. You should have seen it.
Right, mate, give us your return. Thank you very much.
Sarcastic complaints about our delay, which is nothing I could have done much about. Oh well. And the bus is full again.
Yorkshire Way.
So collisions are off, but I'm trying to drive as if they're on. So I'm trying to drive like you really would, even though technically I could drive straight through traffic. Okay.
Bah, you're running
Our
late
usual
again.
driver is never this late.
Your usual driver doesn't have OMSI completely screw up on it. Madam. Like to sort OMSI out for me? I'll be very grateful. Well, it's mildly frustrating. It's not my fault that they were this late, and there was nothing I could do about it until I realised that van just wasn't ever going to move. But hey, so I've now got people saying our usual driver's never this late, as if it's my fault. Well, no, sorry, doing my best. Don't intend to be this late. The only frustrating thing is I was on time when we were approaching the hospital before it all went pear-shaped. Hey, it gives them something to complain about. So our next stop is Bowdenham Esso, then we will then leave Bowdenham, I think, and head for Wooton, which is where we're supposed to be going. Okay, Bowdenham Esso. One thing you will see quite funny on Bowdenham.
Boiling on this bus.
Boiling! Oh god, turn the heat down now. We've not got enough things to worry about. There you go, try that. Yeah, the funny thing on the Bowdenham map is, bear in mind this is all English, and they're all speaking English to me, and look, it's all written in German. And on a lot of the shops, you'll see prices in euros and stuff like that. They've obviously used skins from the other maps, which is quite funny. Okay, out in the country now, probably on our way to Wooton.
Chiseltown Manor.
I've got one space and there's nobody there.
In goal is Thorpe Pond.
And both these can get on. We're in the village of Ingoldsthorpe now.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, he's the one who doesn't say anything. Yeah, so this is the village of Ingoldsthorpe. That was Ingoldsthorpe Pond. Pond is to our right. You can probably see. And the next stop will probably be Ingoldsthorpe Church.
In goal is Thorpe Church.
And there we go. Wist is off to the left. Village of Wist, but this service doesn't go through Wist, but that was off to the left back there. Yet another ambulance. Ooh, we're down to 32 people on the bus, so that means we can pick up a few, hopefully. So that's in Goldisthorpe, probably done, I think. So we missed out Wist. We don't go through Wist on this service. There are services that do, but we don't on this one.
Hildene Avenue.
Hildene Avenue? It might be
Hello,
Winterbourne.
can I have you for 1 day pass? Give us a return, love. Thank you, driver. Just a single, darling. Excuse me, duck.
Funny was, she started off in Irish, just a single darling, and then it was, thanks me duck. It sounded more like Lincolnshire.
Winterbourne House.
Said we were in Winterbourne, I don't think we are. I think
You
we
see,
might be in
when I was a
Wooton.
young man, buses used to follow a schedule.
I complained about my delay. Doing my best.
Noel Green.
Quite an eventful journey, full bus most of the way.
No, but what time did you call this?
I called this the best time I could get here, due to OMSI's glitch.
Can I have a return, please?
That's what time I call it, madam.
Return, please.
Yeah, been quite an eventful journey. We were full a lot of the way, so couldn't stop and pick people up. But we had that ridiculous incident with the disappearing van. So hey ho. I'm going to look at that sign to see if it says how far Wooton is. Well, it doesn't say how far it is, but it says it's that way. I was hoping we were in it. Maybe we are in Winterbourne. And Goldisthorpe and Apsley are back there if we came that way.
Asda Superstore.
Ah! Wooton! Asda! Wooton! Yippee! We're getting there! Motorway to our right, M9. This map is basically sort of South Yorkshire somewhere. Some of the buses you can drive have South Yorkshire transport on them. So it's fictitious towns around about South Yorkshire somewhere.
Jesus, he's driving this like a madman.
Well, I don't think you say I'm driving like a madman. I'm doing about 15 mile an hour trying to get round the roundabout. Don't think that counts as madman, does it? We're cause for major celebration now, not that we're at Asda.
Hey, dearly,
Day right, please.
back before you got here. It's a little bit late.
I don't know what that was about.
You have to put your foot down, mate. I'm late for my doctor's appointments.
What a shame, eh? Yeah, not because it's Asda, because it's Wooton.
Just a single, please, driver.
You see, when I was a young man, buses used to follow a schedule.
When you were a young man, OMSI didn't glitch. Trust me. What's your problem, sir? Did I give you the wrong ticket?
Lovely.
Maybe I did.
Cheers. I'd like a day rider, please.
Sure you would.
Where did you buy your watch? The Disney shop?
Right, I can refuse to serve passengers, you know. If you get RC with me, it's not my fault the traffic was screwed up. I bet bus drivers must get fed up with it. Passengers complain at them. It's not their fault. I mean, bus drivers do not deliberately want to be late, do they? New character. Ordinary character. Ordinary character. Well, ordinary, I mean original OMSI. New ones up on the download packs. No,
Hey,
they
lads, we are
won't like that.
go round and round
They won't
and
like
round.
that. Couple of new characters there. They won't like it if I hit a curb. There was a KFC next to Astor as well, I didn't know that. My word. One lady was complaining bitterly she was going to miss her doctor's appointment. Don't worry, the doctors will be running late, they always are. You'll be fine. You've probably got an hour yet. Okay, so I've got to go left here. New characters.
Wooton Road.
Okay, so good news is I think we're only a few stops from the end now.
Hello, mate. Just a single, please, mate. Single.
No complaints that time, that's something. Don't think it's far to go now.
Harry away.
Come on then.
Did you buy you one? Here's a day ticket, lad.
There's nothing I could do about it, honestly. I did try. There was nothing I could do. It's traffic. Oh, the problems of a bus driver.
Drumford Hall.
Things like this must happen in reality as well. I mean, you must have roadworks, road accidents, could hold up a bus for Lord knows how long. I mean, there must be times when, you know, they have problems that you can't do anything about. And this is just one of those days, I'm afraid. Try though I may, nothing I could do about it. Glad I realised when I did that van weren't going to move. There's only one more stop and then the end of the route. So I'm surprised there's anybody getting on, but there you go.
Hello.
Hello. I'm buying a ticket. Maybe just thinks it's a free ride on the bus down the road, who knows. We don't care. Given the situation, sorry, door's still open. Thank you. Given the situation, we'll take him. Even the pedestrian crossings are on red. Is there anything else that could go against us? Bus could break down. Don't say that. We're only 100 yards from home. Okay, this is Leyland Street, and the next one is Wooton High Road. Yay! Stand 2 we want, and we've actually made it. Even though the odds seemed against it, For a long time, we have done it. Didn't open the front door, did I? No, that's alright. Off I go. A few people walking around. Yet another ambulance. I don't think there's anything coming down there, is there? I've done the best I can to look that way. Oh, there was something coming down there and just drove straight into it. You see, that would have been a crash. And there was nothing really I could do about it. That would have been OMSI AI driving straight into you. Okay. Okay, this is Wooton High Road, just around here to the right. And though the odds were much against it, we've made it. Well, we got a few okays at the end. Look, too late. Yeah, we know. That darn van at the hospital, it was there. That's where it all went wrong. Right, so now, if we do menu and terminate tour, we will get the evaluation from Bus Company Simulator. 6 stops on time. Oh my god. That wasn't good. No crashes. Oh, got crashes turned off, so couldn't be good though. Did you get a bit on this? Yeah, 900 points, sir. Oh, they like my driving. Whew, that's good. Sometimes you get like 2%. A 74%, that ain't bad. Considering what we had to go through, I'm happy with 74%. Okay, now what that means is that if I drive that route again, God forbid, but if I did, then you get a 74% bonus every time you drive it now, which can really whack your money up. So, you could drive the route again, could drive it going back the other way, but given the traffic rush hour, no, I'm not going to do that. So, that's the first one done. Now, I thought we had one down here that said we'll get some career points for only one bus, but we don't, so, okay, never mind. We've completed we got to complete 3 exams with at least 25%. Well, we did one. We got to stop at 918 stations punctually. Well, we would have done if it hadn't been for that darn van. 52 tours without hit and run, 2 more, we should be okay with that. So we should be getting like 14 career points coming in fairly quickly. Okay, so that is the end of that, you'll be pleased to hear. What a disaster that was with that bus, or that van, that disappeared when I drove up to it. But anyway, that is Bus Company Simulator with OMSI, with all of OMSI's problems, and we'll see you next time when we'll try another route in Bowdenham and see if perhaps things will play a bit better. Okay, take care, bye now.